Alright, what's going on, guys? Today we're going to show a couple of tips and tricks for Threads of Fate, which is going to be really important if you're doing a lot of tzkal, and a couple of tips and tricks that are really nice for speeding up your kills at tzkal. So the first interaction we're going to talk about is Threads of Fate. There's a couple of things you need to know about it. One, it applies, or it will generate residual souls based on how many targets it hits, which is very nice. So that doesn't sound crazy important on its own, but what you can do, we'll just stack up some of our souls really quick. What you can do with it is actually pretty nice. So first you can volley, sap, volley, which is just a lot of AoE damage. But you saw I went from about 2,000 HP all the way up to 7,500. So not only did we get 2 max stack volleys on 3 units, we also had a lot of healing. So one place that you can use this if you're struggling with your HP is on the challenge waves. Right before you kill everything, what you can do is you can, after you kill the last igneous unit, you get all the guys to hit you, then you can threads, volley, soul sap, volley. You'll kill probably everything, and even if you don't kill everything, you'll be full health. Because you also have to consider, this was a 5,000 heal against 3 enemies. Against 5 enemies, it's going to be, what, 60% better? So it's going to be like an 8.7k heal. Really, really powerful stuff. Or it would be a 8k heal. Well, I'm also not overloaded. So yeah, it would be around an 8.5k heal. So the health utility is really, really nice. And the residual soul utility is really nice. Another thing to know about Volley of Souls, or not Volley of Souls, about Threads of Fate, is that it requires you to have a line of sight in order to effectively chain something. So if you can't see an enemy, then it doesn't matter if you don't have a line of sight, meaning that you need to move in order to hit it, then it doesn't matter. I can show how it works in a video of a kill that I got recently. So we'll pull that up right now. So here we're gonna show exactly what I mean. Right now I'm on wave 8. We're gonna do a lure to drag these 2 rangers over. So by stepping on this square, these 2 rangers lose line of sight and they're gonna walk right here on the other side of the rock. So when we walk down here, these 2 rangers will lose line of sight as well. But these 2 rangers are hitting us now. So these 2 guys are gonna walk up, so now you see that they're all clumped up together. And now all 4 of them are hitting me. So we used threads. And then I volley Finger of Death, Finger of Death. So that's how you can apply the volley interaction. Or that's one way to conceptualize the line of sight. How if I would have done it when these 2 guys were here. So let's go back to here. So if I would have volleyed here, it would have only hit these 2 guys, this mage and this ranger. But I want to kill the big rangers because those are the enemies that are the most dangerous in this wave. So that's how you can think about the line of sight. If a ranged enemy, and ranged as in not melee, so ranged or magic. If a ranged enemy is hitting you, you have line of sight, which means Threads of Fate will be able to hit that unit. Another thing that's really important is the Spire has weird interactions with Invoke Death. So here, this is my first time experiencing it. I didn't even know what happened. But I put Invoke Death on, And then what's going to happen is I got a double execute because the hit that procced Invoke Death dropped it to 0 HP, but it's under the threshold and still alive, so it reprocs Invoke Death. So now I have 2 fires to deal with, and like I didn't even know what happened. So here I'm gonna end up just taking two of them. But you can actually use this to your advantage. So if you have, this is a lot easier with tier 95s, but what you can do is the first 2 spires you kill normally, and then the second spire, or sorry, the third spire, you put Death Mark on, drop it to around 20k, you 1-tick drop it to 0. The Death Mark will kill the 4th spire. Then on the 5th spire, while the attacks are charging, you can Death Mark 5-stack volley, and if you do enough damage, you can basically kill 3 spires without having to deal with the consequences of the 3 spires. That's very advanced, and it does require you to have tier 95s. So that's another technique that you can do. If this happens, so let's say what you want to do is you just want to skip 2 of the middle spires. What you can do is you can Death Mark the first spire, do the technique where you double execute it. Then you can Power Burst to double your health and Reflect. They'll both hit you for around 5k. On the 3rd spire, you can Death Mark again. And same deal, you double execute. Then you can Resonance and make sure you're at max health. If you do that, the second one will almost kill you, but you'll be alive, so it doesn't matter. Alternatively, if you have Disruption Shield, you can Resonance Disruption Shield the second hit, or just mix and match. If you end up doing the Death Mark technique, you have to use double defensives, so just be aware that that's something that you have to do. Finally, there is one last thing I want to show you guys for Zuk. One really good way to maintain your resources when you're doing Zuk is by hitting Zuk while he's on his chair. So he is immune to damage, but while he's immune to damage, Soul Split still calculates how much damage you're doing, and it will heal you. So we're going to go in, summon all of our guys, and then I'm going to try to trap one of the melee units so you can see what I'm talking about. So here, we're going to trap this guy here. We're going to seize so our guys stop hitting him. We're going to... Okay, thank you. We're going to life transfer just so our health is low.
Consume you.
And then you can see we're healing off of Zuk. I did not mean to take that damage, but it actually just doesn't matter because it even just goes to show. Even though he's immune to damage, we're still able to heal here, which is really nice. So we're just going to use basics, stack up all of our basics. Our Vengeful Ghost is healing us. So yeah, if you see that you're around the end of a wave and your health is really low, then this is something that you can do just to bring your health back up so you can start the next wave with full health. Something that can help you get your flawless kill is unlocking Disruption Shield. Disruption Shield is just really good. The best way to get it if you're not going to do Livid Farm... Let me teleport out before I die. The best way to do it if you're not going to do Livid Farm is to get Livid Plants. And the way you get Livid Plants is from the Traveling Merchant, who is in the Deep Sea Fishing Hub. There is a French chat that you can join in order to get the location on it. So you can join this one called Whirlpool D&D. If you go in this chat, there are people in there who will call out when they find the merchant, and then you can check the merchant's website. You can check the Traveling Merchant's website, which I'll bring up here. So here we can see the Traveling Merchant shop. It's in the Deep Sea Fishing Hub. It's in this central area. And this is its stock for today. And then these are the upcoming days. So what you can do is you can look up, let's say you really want livid plants, which are good because, you know, they help you unlock Disruption Shield. Click on livid plants. This tells you the next times it's going to be at the Traveling Merchant. So you put these days in a calendar. There's also a Death Touch jar on this day, which is really good. You put these in a calendar, and then when these days show up, you join the French chat, and at some point someone in the French chat will call a world that it's on, and then you just go to that world to get your livid plant. That's gonna be the best way to unlock Disruption Shield. Doing livid farm is very slow and very tedious, but if you have the patience for it, it is the fastest way to do it. Another way of getting livid plants is at player-owned farms. Sometimes Pauline, who is the NPC for livid farm, will be at player-owned farms, and she'll have a special request for you. You do her request, and then she'll give you a livid plant. So we'll go to Artie. She's not here today, but she'll be the medium farmer. And then you can go up here for farming requests, and then you do what she says here, and then her reward will be a livid plant. So yeah, that's how you can farm Disruption Shield. But Disruption Shield is just very, very powerful. Highly recommend getting it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you like the video, make sure to give it a like. If you like the content, feel free to subscribe. And if you want to support me monetarily, you can become a member. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.